record there. We are live. And we bring this down. We hit
WTH.
What the hell?
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 This is the WTH, the WTH podcast.
Hold on to your butts.
Jason Casey, Kareem Daniels, and Nate Darling. From the Darling New Media Studios. This is the WTH podcast.
Hey there, and welcome into another episode of the WTH podcast. How about this camera then? All right. Woo!
All of us.
Multi-camera. That's what we got going on here. Welcome into the show from the Darling New Media Studios. Kareem and I in studios. Jason at home. He might be touching himself under the table. We don't know. Got all this in. Let me bring him up so he can say hello. Coming up on the show today, someone is not accepting reality. I'll give you 3 guesses
There's a lot of
as to who might not be accepting reality. Well, there's one that's in charge. Oh, apparently we're live, eh? Jason's got the check on. Woo! Live on Facebook in the WTH podcast group. Join. I shared it to my page. Join us in the group. There's extra content in the group. If you want to watch live on Facebook, that's where it's going to be live on Facebook. We're also going to be live on YouTube. We're live on YouTube as well. So you can watch us over there. What, Jason? I don't understand.
No, the camera throw. That was cool, man.
Yeah, well, I've got one, so when I look at Kareem, I can look at the camera. And then if I do this, I can look at the computer and be looking at the camera too. Now, the cameras don't match because I threw this all together last minute and didn't tweak it. So if you look really closely, this one looks really great. This one looks not as great. And I think it might be the background. I'm not quite sure, but this one looks the best, and it's what it's going to be on most of the time because from this, I'm looking right past it to a monitor with the 3 of us on that everybody's seeing. So I'm testing the ATEM Mini Pro that was loaned to me by my friend Jason Knight from JD Knight Films. Thank you, Jason.
Thank you, Jason.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jason.
So we've put it into action. There's a ton of stuff we can do. Let me see. Hold on. What happens if I do this and I do this? Oh, that's bad.
Oh, nice.
All right. Fantastic.
Ooh.
Yeah, let me go back over here. Yep, that camera.
Oh.
You know what? We're not going to use that camera.
Highlight.
There's an issue with that camera. I just plugged it in to go live, and it worked great for a couple minutes. But that's how life goes when you're testing stuff out. It's all good. It's all good. We'll roll with the changes. Absolutely. Shout out to the guys on the All Eyes on Us podcast. Last night they were live here with Keek the Sneak.
What?
Yeah.
Which brought a great deal of excitement all around the space. I, being a white guy from Vermont, not super familiar with Keek the Sneak, but really seemed like a good dude. And it was a pleasure having him in the space. And so shout out to those guys. If you haven't checked out their show, you like what we do, but you know what you're saying to yourself, I'd like something with a little more edge, a little bit younger maybe, and from more of a hip hop perspective overall. I know Jason is hip hop.
Yeah.
But I'm not. Check out the All Eyes on Us podcast. Another podcast that's recording here that's really good. It's a couple of dudes, really young dudes. Smitty and Keith is the name of the podcast. And they don't go live here, but they record here. And their last episode was really interesting. I could hear it through the door as they were recording. And I'll just say this, Keith had what I call the Jerry Maguire moment. And when I mentioned that to Smitty, I thought he was going to fall on the ground laughing. And Jason is gone.
That was quick.
Right? Apparently bedtime in the Casey household. So that's those are just some of the shows if you're into something a little bit like this, but a little bit different. check those guys out. If you want to hear about restorative justice, then the Prison Post podcast is a good place to go. Lots of good information there, and we've got a few others, but those are the ones I want to mention on the show today. So shout out to those guys. Interesting. J-Red the King from All Eyes on Us is normally commented by now on the live stream, so he must be working late. Welcome back, Jason.
Hey.
Was it something I said?
Yeah. Everything. No,
Jason is hip hop.
Yeah, no, that's where I cut out. I couldn't hear anything anymore. It's either my headphones, something's going on with the computer. I don't know. It happened to me in the middle of a stream the other night too.
Oh,
sorry.
That's what she said. I don't even know what that means.
Well,
I don't even know what that means. So
when a man pays a woman, no.
Oh, and it burns. It burns. It burns. I've never had that happen, thankfully. Knock wood. There it is. Knock wood. I'm a happily married man, so it's not gonna happen.
That's it.
Best not. Hey, so we have a new president-elect.
We do.
Hey.
How was that for you? That was quite the news on Saturday. I mean, it's a lot of piddle fucking around waiting for Arizona and Nevada and just like that, woo, Pennsylvania snuck right in there and said, fuck it, we're gonna do it.
So I had a root canal on Wednesday.
Right.
I don't know what was worse, the root canal or waiting around for them to call the fucking election.
Well, I would think the waiting around for the election took longer.
Man. And I don't know if you watched the Pennsylvania votes coming in.
Oh yeah.
I tried not to.
I've been doing this shit since I first learned what election was. So every year. So he was losing Pennsylvania so bad when the mail ballots started getting counted.
Right.
It was so bad that the news people were looking for a change in the fucking way things were coming, because they were coming 70 to 95% for Biden.
Well, yeah, because Trump told everybody not to vote by mail, and the votes were coming in from areas where people actually lived. So they're populated areas, which are going to probably lean a little more Democratic anyway. And you tack that on to Republicans didn't really vote by mail.
Yeah. But people, I mean, that's how bad it was. The news people were like, okay, this shouldn't happen this way, but this is what we keep seeing. Like, maybe this one will be different.
We should send Rudy Giuliani to stand at a landscaper next to a porn store. We'll get to that.
Yeah, it was like, maybe this will change on this one. Nope.
No, it didn't. It just got deeper and deeper. I did enjoy Trump's logic that, hey, stop counting the votes. We don't want you to get a bunch more votes. Don't want you to find a bunch more votes. He's not finding them. They're there. They're just counting them.
Yeah.
Well, and was it Pennsylvania that changed the law that was like they could not start counting votes until day of the election, and they just changed the law in like the last year or two, and they did that because they thought that they were going to be able to it
wasn't just them. It was probably like 5 or 6 states.
There were a lot of states that had Republican-controlled legislatures where they went to them and said, please let us start counting these absentee mail-in ballots before election day. And the Republicans in those states where they control the legislature said, nope, not going to do it. Nope. And so they started counting the mail-in ballots as the law prescribed after all the day ofs were counted. And so we got what we got, and it looked like what it looked like because of that. That's why it ended up that way. That's why Florida came in with such a quick result where they were, because they were counting the ballots that came in by mail before Election day.
Yeah.
You know why? Because they have such an old, like, there's so many old constituents there that they knew, like, they know what to do, like, they know what they're doing.
No, the other places know what they're doing too. Is just the Republicans had this hard on for making.
It's true.
They wanted to make it look the way that it looks.
Right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So they had a whole plan, and they just had the person who fucked up their whole plan in charge. Like they ran the Supreme. They ran it so that it could end up in the Supreme Court. It was like they had to set up the plan, and he just kept telling the plan.
Yeah. He fucked it up.
He fucked up the plan. They're like, this motherfucker, we got this shit lined up, and he's just fucking up the plan.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
and then I woke up this morning, and what happens? Oh my goodness. There's a coronavirus vaccine that has been about 90% effective in tests, and it's from Pfizer.
Who took no money from the Trump administration.
Well, here's the thing. They didn't, but that didn't stop Mike Pence and others from talking about the great results of the Operation Warp Speed, which it was their stupid rush to try and get a vaccine. And let's give it a name that a third grader would give it.
Yes.
And Pfizer opted out of that very early on. They said, we do not want any part of that. They're a German company. They've got their funding, and they worked with the German government, which is headed by Angela Merkel, who is, in fact, a scientist.
Yes.
No.
So they announced their findings, it's really great news. The CEO called it a great day for science and humanity. The vaccine will require 2 doses, and the protection kicks in 28 days after the initial dose. The size of the trial, 43,538 participants. And of those, there were 94 confirmed COVID infections. Pfizer said by year's end, it should have enough doses to immunize 15 to 20 million people. By the way, there's 335 million people in the United States. I don't think Pfizer is going here first.
Nope.
And why would they? The Operation Warp Speed folks have promised Pfizer nearly $2 billion to deliver 100 million doses to Americans free of charge. So that's the good news. The bad news is Donald Trump Jr. is sad. Man, he's sad. Daddy won't love him. And as TMZ says, he's got his tinfoil hat on. He thinks the promising COVID vaccine news coming out right after the election is more than a coincidence. He tweeted this: the timing of this is pretty amazing. Nothing nefarious about the timing of this at all, right? With an eye rolling emoji.
Hey, guess what? Pfizer didn't owe your daddy shit.
Yep.
Yeah, there's that.
He pissed on Angela Merkel pretty much. And it's a German company, as Nate pointed out. Yes, it's a possibility they fucked you because your dad was a fucking asshole.
Or it's possible they didn't get the results in until late last week, and they released them on Monday when it would get maximum exposure.
That is true too.
Because if you find out, first of all, you're not going to release that after the U.S. election, especially with the vote count and all of that going on with all of that news. Because even though it's going to be the top story, you want to get as much exposure for your company as you can. And those 4 days of difference between when you release it makes zero difference to Pfizer.
Yeah.
Zero.
Yeah. Oh, especially, I mean, you release something like, listen, the Trump knows how the game's played, right? They love to release things at like 10 o'clock on Friday.
Yeah.
10 p.m. on Friday. They'll do a press release, or they'll remove something from a website, or they'll do something because they know nobody's going to. Friday's done. Weekend's on. Nobody's reading the trades.
Donald Trump himself tweeted stock in all caps because apparently his caps lock is stuck. Stock market up big. Vaccine coming soon. Report 90% effective. Such great news. Yeah. By the way, it is. You know what else is great news? Such great news that people all over the country and the world were literally literally dancing in the streets like Mick Jagger and David Bowie. The news that you were no longer in the podcast, Jason, that you dropped out in the middle.
Yes.
You know why? Joe Biden won. Took away his internet. Did that communist Joe Biden take your internet?
Man, he's on to me.
Yeah.
He's on to me.
You're on the watch list now, Jason.
Saturday, people all over the country literally dancing in the streets. Like VJ Day.
Yeah.
Like World War II had ended. I have not seen this dancing in the streets in my lifetime.
Dancing in the street in front of the White House on in Black Lives Matter Plaza.
Well, no one could see them from the White House because they put up that big wall.
Oh, he saw him because he had to go past him to get there.
Yeah.
And it was on all of the cable news channels. He could not miss it.
Every major city of the United States.
Yep. On his way to play golf.
Yes.
That's when it was announced. He was on the golf course too.
Yep.
How fucking appropriate.
He was in a bunker. Bunker bitch.
He goes from bunker to bunker.
Oh man.
Bunker to bunker. All right. So that happened, and you know what else? Donald Trump decided he was going to fire his defense secretary. So Mark Esper is out, cutting short what would have been his final months at the Pentagon. Delivered via tweet, Trump announced Chris Miller, previously the National Counterterrorism Center director, will step in immediately as acting defense secretary. He tweeted, I am pleased to announce that Christopher C. Miller, the highly respected director of National Counterterrorism Center, parenthetical, unanimously confirmed by the Senate, close parenthetical, will be acting Secretary of Defense effective immediately. He went on to tweet that that Mark Esper had been relieved of duties.
Esper was ready for it. He had his resignation letter ready last week.
He did, and he also had an interview with the Military Times that just dropped, where he said he was no yes man. So this is all part of, and if you listen to anything from the Lincoln Project, they sort of outlined that this was coming. Everybody that's in the administration is going to start distancing themselves and saying things like, well, I was the adult in the room. I was there to try and keep things on course. I was looking at all the crazy stuff just like everybody else. You can't imagine how bad it would have been if I wasn't there.
Yes. Everybody's because they all know that they're not going to get a fucking job after this shit.
Oh, they will. There's still plenty of Republican controlled things that they'll get a job at. Maybe the new Trump network.
It's hard to run a network.
Maybe. There's actually talk. Have you guys heard about this potential Trump reality show? Mark Burnett, that cocksucker Mark Burnett.
No, he's not.
He will.
He will.
He is apparently in talks right now, trying to pitch a reality show.
No, don't you fucking do this to me.
Where Donald Trump pretends that he never lost the election.
That's the first I heard this one.
Oh, yeah. And delivers daily critiques of Joe Biden. That's the reality show.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I am not kidding you. I heard this. I heard this in a couple of different places. I heard it from the Lincoln Project at one point where they were talking about Jason, if you're not watching and you only heard a little bit, Jason got up, went over, grabbed a pillow, and screamed into it. I'm sure his wife and in-laws won't be running in any moment to see what's up.
Attorney General of New York, get to work.
Oh, she's already
she's there. Yeah, she's
have them fucking handcuffs ready at the inauguration.
Oh, it's all ready.
Yeah,
it's all ready.
Have them fucking handcuffs ready for him when he walks off the stage. Slap them motherfuckers on his ass.
He's not going.
He's going.
He's not going.
Oh no, he's got to go to the inauguration.
I guarantee you, he will not go to the inauguration.
I'll be surprised if he doesn't quit before the end of the term.
Oh God, then we've got Pence.
I will not be surprised if he quits.
It's not going to save. Let's do it. It's not going to save him from New York.
No.
I mean, like he can get pardoned for any federal crimes committed, but he'll be fucked for any state crimes in New York.
He's gonna throw all these motherfuckers under the bus.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna try to wreck some shit, or some of these people around him are gonna try to get some shit through while he's conscious enough for them to talk to him to get the shit through.
I love conscious enough.
And then before he melts down, totally melts.
Possible. I can't be surprised at this point. I literally cannot. You could tell me anything and I would not be surprised by it. That's where we are. We've mentioned televangelist Kenneth Copeland on the show before. He was in front of a group of people. He's not wearing a mask. They're not wearing masks because it's not like we've had the highest COVID infections in the United States in the past several days.
Jesus saves us.
Oh no. Well, he's not talking about Jesus.
The media said what? The media said Joe Biden's president.
That was enough of that.
No, he is. The media doesn't say it. The American people say it. The largest number of people ever voted for Joe Biden.
Yes.
I don't care how many people voted for Trump. About 5 million more are voting and have voted for Joe Biden. And by the way, I want to bring this up. As we've had all of this thing, we're going to Pennsylvania. We're going to investigate in Pennsylvania. We're going to investigate here. We're going to investigate. Let's do a fucking nationwide investigation and see what happens when we roll in and we find out the only place where there's voter fraud is places like Texas and places like Florida, places that went red, places that are red, and that Joe Biden got 400 fucking electoral college votes in reality.
Yeah.
Because the only discernible cases of voter fraud, and there haven't been many at all, 90+% of them are Republicans fucking with stuff.
I want to know where those ballots were in Florida, the 300,000 that the post office lost.
Yeah, where are they? Where are they?
Where the fuck are they?
If they go 2-1 for Biden, Biden wins Florida.
Yeah.
And Jason leaves again.
Yep.
It's going to be one of those nights.
And everybody, look, the media calls the election every time, and it has since 1848. I think the AP has been calling the fucking election since then. Nobody ever certifies the election the night of the fucking election, and we always call the president that night, except for this time because the news media was too fucking pussy to do it because they were afraid that they were going to hurt his fucking feelings. After Fox News called that he threw a fucking conniption fit, and Jared called Rupert Murdoch. It's like, I can't believe you guys called it for them. Yeah, motherfucker, because they lost. He was losing.
Fox News called Arizona for Joe Biden literally before anybody else.
Yes.
Fox News. Now, they have an independent election desk, but they called it. And then they pulled it back, and then they said, fuck it. Yes, it's Joe Biden. And they went back.
There's a civil war going on at Fox right now between the news people and the talking heads. The news people are like, fuck you, fuck that. We're not doing this shit no more.
Well, speaking of Fox News, so earlier today on Monday, Kayleigh McEnany, the press secretary of the White House, went on TV, and Fox News cut away from her, saying the network could not in good conscience to continue to air her false claims for which she has provided no supporting evidence. Holy shit.
The world has turned on its head.
Holy shit. This isn't Brian Williams cutting away and saying, we don't normally do this, but we can't keep doing this because it's just all a bunch of falsehoods. This is Fox News cutting away and calling him on it. And it's not the first time in the past several days that Fox News has called out this administration for out and out lies and fabricated things.
Yeah.
Up is down, down is up. What the fuck?
Yeah. The one of the female hosts was like, we called it. What the fuck are you talking about? She didn't say fuck, but she pretty much, that's pretty much what she said.
Yeah. Yeah. So here, if you're wondering what it sounded like, here it is.
Maximum transparency. We want every legal vote to be counted, and we want every illegal vote to be...
I just think we have to be very clear. She's charging, the other side is welcoming fraud and welcoming illegal voting. Unless she has more details to back that up, I can't in good countenance continue showing you this. I want to make sure that maybe they do have something to back that up. But that's an explosive charge to make. The other side is effectively rigging and cheating. If she does bring proof of that, of course, we'll take you back.
She doesn't. Spoiler alert, she does not.
They have a whistleblower, Nate. I mean, the information of who that whistleblower is, it's going to be private because it's important that they have their anonymity.
Uh-huh.
Hey, you know, they wrote it on a Post-it note and then signed their name to it. That's the anonymity that they got. They put it on the Post-it note. Like,
oh boy, it's something else going on over there.
This motherfucker filed the same suit in Nevada 3 times.
They have been laughed out of court in about 3 or 4 states already.
3, but the same, not change anything, just the same shit 3 times. And then they filed one in Pennsylvania, and the day Pennsylvania was like, hey, dumbass, you didn't file your paperwork right. Yeah. This is how incompetent these assholes are.
Oh, and now the guy that's in charge of that has coronavirus.
Oh yeah.
Everybody has Ben Carson has coronavirus. Everybody has, you know why? Because there's coronavirus at the White House. And they have these fucking events where people are close together and not wearing masks. And shockingly enough,
yes,
Ben Carson gets COVID.
I do not want Joe Biden in the White House until February, because I think they need 14 days.
Well, they need to go through and fumigate that thing
and fumigate, like clean every goddamn thing before. Like he can't go near anybody else that has anything to do with Trump.
There's gonna be one can. There's gonna be like one can of like, it's gonna be like of like Pringles, like in some corner of something, and like it's just but somebody it's gonna have been missed, and somebody's gonna have coughed into it a hell of a lot, and then closed it, and that's how it's gonna be like a zombie movie, bro.
I know. Look, Joe can't go to the White House until they strip that shit down and clean it. Like, clean it like an old black lady. And when I say that is a bucket full of Clorox and some water. That's what it is. Clean that shit before you let Joe anywhere near it.
Here's the thing, like Germany, pass off a couple of those some of those vaccines to his staff. It's okay. The rest of the American public will thank you. 75 million people will be so happy. Thank you.
All right. So if you thought Kenneth Copeland was a dick, Rudy Giuliani was holding a press conference at Four Seasons Total Landscaping. This is the fucked up thing, man. Four Seasons Total Landscaping. Trump, by the way, tweeted that there'd be a press conference live from the Four Seasons in Philadelphia, and then had to correct it and say Four Seasons Total Landscaping.
Wow.
And people were like, what? What's going on? No, it is Four Seasons Total Landscaping. It's across the street from a crematorium and right next door to an adult store.
You can't make this shit up.
Nope. So that's where Rudy was when he got the news that Pennsylvania had been called.
Because they don't decide the election. The call for Joe Biden isn't who was it called by? Oh my goodness, all the networks. Wow. All the networks. We have to forget about the law. Judges don't count.
No, judges don't count.
The judges don't want to fuck with this.
Vote. You know what counts? Votes.
Yes.
Votes count, and you count votes, and that's how you lose an election. See, the other guy gets way more votes.
Yes.
That's how it goes. It's like last time.
You notice there was only one person on the Supreme Court put their name on this shit?
Yep.
One.
Yeah, and he's probably drunk, allegedly.
One.
Allegedly.
Wait,
Nobody else. Go ahead.
What did Kavanaugh put his name on?
Kavanaugh did, and it wasn't him.
Oh, it wasn't?
No.
Oh, who?
Alito.
Oh, well, he's probably high,
Yeah.
allegedly.
Yeah, but that's the one. That was the only one that put his name on it. Nobody else wants to touch this shit. They don't want to touch it because Trump talked so much shit about it being there that they don't want to seem like they're biased. Roberts has been a better justice than I expected. Chief Justice than I expected.
He's been very much as things have gotten a little out of line, he's really brought a sense of fairness and for lack of a better term, fairness and balance to the court. And I think history will judge him well for that.
And look, you said the magic word. He does not want to fuck up his legacy behind this dumbass. Yeah. So he is not going to touch this shit if he doesn't have to.
And I don't think it's ever going to get there.
I don't think so either.
It's getting slapped out of every court it goes into because it's based on nothing.
Yeah, and if they do try to, like, if it gets everywhere, and then they're like, oh, we're going to try to fast track this through Barr into the Supreme Court and have them look at it, they'll laugh at it again because the states are the ones that have to. There has to be some type of provable thing from the states. Like
William Barr has I saw this just before I came in. He has given the go ahead for the federal government to investigate allegations of voter fraud. They're just there's no evidence of it at all. It's just this. Well, we were ahead and then we lost.
Okay, and then here's the other thing. Pennsylvania, especially Philadelphia, they had fucking cameras in the counting center, like everywhere. There are a bunch of these places, polling places, that had cameras so that you could watch the count. So that because they were like, you're not going to we know what you're going to do.
Oh, and then
you're not going to get us.
And then they have Dems and Republicans on both sides in the building watching it, like going back and forth, looking at everything.
And the Republicans were mad because they were 25 feet away, and they said, "No, we need to be closer. We can't see anything from 25 feet away." So then they got to be 6 feet away.
That was a massive victory. Don't you know that, Nate?
Sure. There was one poor son of a bitch in one of these counting centers, and these guys aren't paid a ton of money. They're paid shit. They do a lot of work in a short amount of time, and it's high pressure. And this poor bastard threw away a cover sheet, an instruction sheet, and all hell broke loose. Look at them. They're throwing away ballots. It must have Donald Trump on it. Okay, so you're making the assumption that anybody who's working in the polling place is against your guy. That's one. Two, how about you just go, what did he throw away?
Yeah.
Can we see what he threw away? That's literally all you have to do. And then you go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was an instruction sheet. I can't even imagine that whole thing. But back to the back to the Four Seasons. Not everybody in the neighborhood were amused at this. This is from the Philly Inquirer. Not all in the neighborhood were amused. The 78-year-old employee manning the counter at the Fantasy Island sex shop, who declined to give his name, said the phone had been ringing off the hook since Saturday with callers asking, "Is Rudy Giuliani there?" Look, I'm trying to sell dildos here. Get the hell out of here, you son of a bitch.
I'm surprised there's no enterprising young person that called and was like, I'd like to buy all of your dildos, put them on this credit card, and send them over to Rudy right now.
Oh, yeah.
Giuliani. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean, literally, if somebody went to you and said, you know what's going to happen? The president of the United States is gonna say we have a press conference, and here's the theory going around. Trump tweets, big press conference today in Philadelphia at Four Seasons Total Landscaping. That was the second tweet. Four Seasons, the hotel, tweeted to clarify, President Trump's press conference will not be held at the Four Seasons Hotel Philadelphia. It will be at Four Seasons Total Landscaping, no relation to the hotel. So the theory going around is that Donald Trump said, hey, let's have a press conference at the Four Seasons in Philadelphia, and no one booked it. And then they scrambled around looking for a place called Four Seasons in Philadelphia so Trump wouldn't look like a total boob. That's the theory going around the internet. I don't know if I buy it, but I can't find a more plausible explanation. I'm open to it.
I think you might be right. I think whoever said that, I think they might. Look, I've been going to sleep at night watching those old movies from the 80s and 90s like Porky's and Weekend at Bernie's.
Right.
This is some Porky's and Weekend at Bernie's shit.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. No, this is definitely like the ending of Real Genius for sure.
This is some shit from movies from that era right here.
We are literally living in the dumbest time ever. I can make calls with my watch. I can make calls from my watch. We can have a show where we're all in different places and stream it live to the world. By the way, hello, India. We are our second most popular country for this podcast now is India.
That's funny because I got a call from India today. I didn't answer it. But
did they want to sell you something?
No, I didn't answer it because I was like, who the fuck is calling me from India?
So our podcast host, we go through Captivate, by the way. They host the WTH podcast, and they, among the services that they allow you to populate your show to, they opened up a couple in India. And I said, fuck it, why not? You know? So I hit share. It was literally 2 clicks. And I looked at our metrics, and suddenly there are more people listening in India than there are anywhere but the US.
Wow. Maybe I'll answer the phone next time India calls.
There's literally billions of people in India. So, I mean, it's a super small percentage, but still, hello, India. It just blew my mind. I'm like, wow, shit, it works. There are people sampling us. We'll see if the numbers continue, or if people in India, and I'm not going to do the accent. If people in India start going, those guys are assholes, just punch out. Oh my goodness. Anyway, that was a bit of an aside. I'm sorry. So you're thinking, wow, thank God the election's over. We don't have to hear about any more Donald Trump rallies. Well, no, we do. Because in addition, Jason, to brandishing obituaries of people who supposedly voted but are dead, they're planning to hold campaign-style rallies in an effort to prolong the fight against apparent insurmountable election results. 4 different Trump advisors told Axios in a call. Think about that for a moment. How fucking ghoulish is it to be pulling out obituaries? Now, you know these aren't going to be the actual people who voted unless they voted absentee and died between the time they voted and in election day.
And there were people who voted who voted early, who actually died before the election, and their votes were supposed to be taken out. Because I remember seeing a story about a lady,
right,
who died before her vote. Before she voted, and then she died before the election day.
So Axios is hearing the obits for those who cast ballots are part of the specific pieces of evidence aimed at bolstering Trump's so far unsupported claims of widespread voter fraud and corruption that they say led Joe Biden to victory. I say it was the 75 million people that voted for Joe Biden and all of the people dancing in the streets finding out ding dong, the witch is dead. That's just me.
Look, you can go to Philadelphia and you can probably look. I'm going to say this about my family. There are 10 people in my family named Willie Daniels.
Yes. This is what's going to happen. They're going to pull out all these names and they're going to be like, look, he's dead. And look, he voted.
there are 10 people in my family with the name Willie Daniels. They could, and some of them are dead. So you could bring one of those up and be like, this is him. And it was one of the other ones. And then there are 10 people in North Carolina around my area named Willie Daniels that ain't related to me. On top of that.
Well, that's just where certification comes in. If you pay attention to how the election process works.
Nobody pays attention to shit. Do you know how many people on my timeline had just realized that the fucking that the vote isn't certified on the same night as the fucking election? Like, do you know how many people I have read? Do you know how many times I've read that in the last week?
I don't get it. I saw people posting stupid shit already too. I mean, come on, man. I had to post. Somebody posted something the other day, and I just like, I sent them a private message and was like, I can't believe you're buying into conspiracy theory shit. And then I unfriended them. And then I unfriended them. And then they got back to me and they're like, hey, I really trust you. And I think you're a good person. I just want to hear like your side of it. And I'm like, I didn't respond because no, there's nothing. I told you what it is. Like,
I couldn't unfriend my niece.
Well,
you could have muted her.
I almost did. I made fun of her.
I've read some of the dumbest shit in the past, and it's all the same nonsense. Like, oh, when am I getting my free stuff? Motherfucker, it's not free stuff. It's not. We pay taxes to get services. And the idea that, oh, well, you're just lining up because you're going to get free stuff. No. Is the fire department free stuff? Is the police department free stuff? Is the military that we plow literally trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars into every single year? Is that free stuff? It's not free stuff. It's a fucking government service.
Yes.
The post office is not free stuff. We pay taxes for this stuff. We pay taxes. Unlike Donald Trump and unlike Amazon and unlike large corporations, we pay taxes and we get shit for it.
Yep.
Not only do we get shit for it, our government ends up spending more. We're going to talk about healthcare for just a split second here. Our government spends more on healthcare per capita than countries that provide full healthcare for their citizens as a right of citizenship. And we don't do any of that. So what happens is we have uninsured people that go to the doctor, that go to hospitals, and they get treated, and that cost then gets passed on because medical is now allowed to be for profit. And it wasn't until, I believe, 1972. So if you want to make America great again, motherfucker, roll that one back. Roll it back. There you go. You want to make it great again? Let's go do it. You miss when you were a kid. You don't fucking know what was happening when you were a kid because it was just fucking happening around you. You didn't realize it. I didn't realize it. I didn't fucking know that until like a year or so ago. That until 1972, healthcare could not be a for-profit exercise. And now it is. The healthcare companies make money. The insurance companies make money. Everybody's got to make their fucking cut out of it. And our government pays a ton of money for it. And we get nothing.
Yeah. Like, and brokers get like 5 to 10% of whatever the premium is that a business pays on a health plan.
You want to really encourage entrepreneurialism in this country? Have basic medical care taken care of as part of a right of citizenship. Take that fucking burden off of business. You want to unburden businesses. That's a way to unburden businesses that will help people. It will spur on entrepreneurs because your health insurance isn't tied to your workplace.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous how people don't get that. Like that basic idea. Like when somebody tries to argue with me about it, I'm like, do you think your employer, like if they were able to say, like they spend, like if you have medical, they spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, like most likely If there's more than like 30 employees, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year for medical coverage for you guys, do you not think that they could put that back into your pocket if they weren't having to pay that money? Like that's
maybe your 401k match wouldn't be 1.5%.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. And not only that, the National Institute of Health, this is one of those things that fucking Adam Carolla says that fucking pisses me the fuck off, is where they talk about how, like, oh, these things, like, these drug companies deserve to make so much money because they spend so much money researching this shit and stuff like that. Not the fucking beginning. In the very fucking beginning, before they get the information that they actually use on fucking human clinical trials and shit like that, guess who pays to get all that fucking stuff developed and, like, tested? And fucking, we do. The National Institute of Health. We pay fucking money to them to fucking find this shit out. That's what we fucking do. And then they give it to a company. They sell it to a company. And guess what? You get charged hundreds of fucking dollars for it. Who's the stool pigeon? Who's the fucking con? Who's the mark? Who's the mark? Who's the fucking mark?
We're the mark. And then the other thing is, if you're mad about not being able to keep your coverage under Obamacare, the reason why you weren't able to keep your doctor under Obamacare is because your company switched their fucking medical plan, because they went to a cheaper plan than the one that the insurance companies did created under Obamacare, so that they could make more money, or they could make money. So that's why you don't have the same fucking doctor you have.
That was one part of it. The other part of it is a lot of people were on insurance plans that covered virtually nothing.
Yeah.
They had really insurance in name only. They weren't getting anything for it.
Like my dental insurance.
Yeah. Speaking of.
Oh, man.
Anyway, let's take a step back for a moment and check in with our boy Tucker Carlson to find out what he's telling people. Nate. Listen, Jason, you don't understand. You don't understand what Joe Biden is going to make you do. They're going to make you shut up and obey.
You're happy with your corner coffee shop. They want to make you drink Starbucks every day from now until forever, no matter how it tastes. That's the future they promise. Everyone doing the same thing.
What?
Where the fuck did that come from?
I don't know. And there are people watching this and going, yeah, fuck those guys. They're not going to make me do that.
It's the funny thing is that's all of the freaking housewives and like, oh my God, like the people that are drinking coffee that they're talking about don't drink Starbucks. In a way, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know anybody that, like, goes and is like, I want to have a Starbucks.
I know a lot of people who do, and that's fine. Whatever you like, I don't care.
No,
but they're not gonna.
I do. Fuck Starbucks. I'm just kidding.
They gotta make you drink Starbucks.
Yeah, you're gonna have to drink Starbucks.
Yes. Oh wait, so I'm not gonna be able to go to Identity Coffee anymore?
Nope.
Is
Well, you're
it
not
good?
in West Sac because they closed. Was it Identity? I forget who it was. Yeah, I think I know why, because I looked at the space in terms of when we were initially looking to get into business. We had a little different business idea, and we looked at the space just over the I Street Bridge, and the amount that they wanted in rent every month for that space was absolutely comical.
Yeah,
it was comical. Like if that space would have been literally across the street from the Capitol, I would have said, it's a little high, but we'll make it.
Yeah.
Hey, got some podcast news for everybody. Did you know Steve Bannon has a podcast? Well, he does. He's not in jail right now, although he's facing some trials coming up. He's a former Trump aide. He made his bones at Breitbart. His podcast was permanently suspended by Twitter and had an episode yanked from YouTube. Why? Well, he implied that the FBI director, Christopher Wray, and government infectious diseases expert, Dr. Anthony Fauci, should be beheaded and have their heads put on pikes outside the White House. By the way, Bannon is free on bond in a federal criminal case, in which he's accused of defrauding donors to a nonprofit group purportedly dedicated to building a wall on the southern border of the United States.
His bail should have been yanked and his ass should be in prison.
Yeah, what the fuck? Why isn't he?
For threatening a federal agent.
Right? You've threatened the head of the FBI.
Yeah, your ass should be in jail.
Why is Twitter taking more decisive action on this than the federal? Oh, I know why. I know why. Because we've still got President Cheese for the next 2 months.
Yes.
President Cheese.
Before we go to our next step,
yes, sir.
So we can get back to I have some serious shit to say.
Okay, go.
So I know I tooted my horn a little bit the last couple of weeks.
Hold on, let me make Kareem full for you. Just a second.
Yeah, put him on full. He needs
Do it.
I know I tooted my horn a little bit the last couple of weeks. I'm gonna toot it a little bit more. I told y'all Stacey Abrams was the star. Motherfuckers looked at me like I was a little crazy. Stacey Abrams just delivered Georgia to the Democratic Party by getting 800,000, adding 800,000 voters to the roll. I told people out here, the black people out here that was talking this bullshit about they're the same. I told you, the black people in the South and the Midwest, we've seen that shit before. We said we are not fucking around. Y'all can talk that all the dumb shit that you want, and you can listen to all the fucking celebrities you want. We're fucking voting. And black people stood in fucking line and voted. That's why Joe Biden won.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody
Georgia
is the first time Georgia's been blue since fucking Bill Clinton. And it ain't been close. And the only reason it was blue with Bill Clinton is because he was from Arkansas.
Right.
And so black women won this election for Joe Biden. I'm glad the Latinas contributed. I'm glad the indigenous folks contributed, but we're not even gonna shade that. So the other shit that I've said before, and I've been telling y'all, is that the Latinos are not a fucking voting block.
Nope.
They made them a voting block to divide and conquer between the blacks and the Latinos. There are fucking as many different sets of Latinos as there are Asians. They're different.
Maybe more.
Don't fucking vote together. Most of them hate each other.
Well, and the Cubans are scared to death if you even whisper communist.
And the Cubans, look, and as a black person who spent the last 20-something years with people from the islands, because my Sacramento mom is from Panama, they do not consider themselves black. They are more likely to side with white people than they are with us. I told you motherfuckers that too. You didn't listen. I'm just getting it all out there. And I'm going to say this because I said this to Nate. I sent this message to Nate. Right now, I have to look at every other white person different because more white people voted for this motherfucker this time than did the last time.
I'm one of the good ones.
You, Nate and Jason, y'all are two of the good ones.
By the way, that's a terrible term. I will proudly own one of the good ones in this context.
So I have to look at every other white person I see different, and I have to deal with you different now because I know that you don't give a fuck about me or people that look like me. I know that you were willing to throw this fucking country away. Throw the fucking country, our country. You were willing to throw our fucking country away over your racism or your refusal to deal with fucking racism. So I have to look at you different. I have to look at you sideways, and I have to look at you and shake my head. And I kind of feel sorry for you because when this motherfucker took over the presidency, we were at a position where if he had a set of infrastructure bill to fucking Congress and worked across the aisle, our fucking economy would have shot through the roof. It would have lifted up a whole section of those people in the Midwest that he was talking about he wanted to help. He could have said a fucking infrastructure bill that would have set all those people up for the next 20 years. People, businesses, every fucking thing. But you motherfuckers were too goddamn caught up in your power. The Republican Party in the 1990s made a conscious choice to use race as a weapon. A conscious decision. Not some side shit where, you know, I didn't really know it was racist. No, they made a fucking conscious decision to do that shit. And Donald Trump is the result of that. And these motherfuckers need to be held accountable. I'm not ready to talk to sit down with a Trump supporter and talk about shit unless they're talking about how they fucked up and how they need to get their shit straight with their people. So I'm gonna leave that there. Then we can go to Florida Corner and have some more laughs. Let's go.
It's true. That's one of the reasons why I'm okay with the Lincoln Project guys. A lot of them have been really shitty in the past.
Yes.
Really shitty in the past. And for the most part, they seem to have yanked head from ass and said, holy shit, what have we done that's led to this? What can we do to fix it?
Yes.
And they're going to be working. I just listened to their latest podcast earlier today. They're going to be the immediate thing is they're going to be working very hard for the Senate runoff races in Georgia, which, by the way, we could have 2 Democratic senators from Georgia.
Yes.
What? We're
Florida.
Florida, land of enchantment and crazy shit. This is Florida Corner.
Headline: Naked woman busted again for lewd activity. Well, there's your... I mean, you take your clothes off and things happen. For the second time in recent weeks, a Florida woman has been arrested for pleasuring herself in public. This time outside of Popeyes at 10 a.m.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh.
No, it's the whole point of the show. Vanessa Lee Jones was collared Saturday morning after a witness reported spotting her masturbating near a dumpster outside.
Man, that chicken's good, man. That chicken's good, bro.
Masturbating outside of a Popeyes near the dumpster. She was fully nude at the time too.
What?
Fully nude.
That's some goddamn good chicken. I don't want no Popeye chicken after this. If it's gonna make me get naked and masturbate by the dumpster, I don't want none of that shit.
Fully nude.
Oh man, it's better than finger licking good. You know what I'm saying?
It might have been some of that going on too.
Wow.
She had all the herbs and spices, man.
That was a spicy chicken sandwich. When police responded to the scene, officers also witnessed the defendant masturbating in front of the dumpster completely naked. They also observed on security cameras that she was doing that. She was arrested for exposure of sexual organs, which is a misdemeanor. She's being held in the county jail in lieu of $150 bond. Of course, she doesn't have it. She doesn't have pockets. She was nude. They noted in the arrest report that Jones showed no indications of drug or alcohol influence and no indication of mental health issues. So this woman is not drunk. She's not high.
Nope, she loved that chicken.
No mental health issues. And she's masturbating near the Popeyes dumpster at 10 a.m. There's a lot to unpack there. She was also arrested back in September after allegedly exposing herself and masturbating in front of a 7-Eleven. That's the story that we brought you here.
Wow.
She was charged with lewd and lascivious exhibition in that case, and she was allegedly continuously rubbing her vagina in view of a minor. That's masturbating. Just saying. She remained behind bars until October 28th when she was freed after prosecutors declined to pursue the felony case. In case you're wondering, geographically, the 7-Eleven is only a couple blocks from the Popeyes where she was arrested. Her rap sheet includes convictions for theft, possession of drug equipment, trespassing, and possession of synthetic marijuana.
That's the weird thing is she doesn't even look high. She just looked like fuck.
She wasn't high. She was not high. She was not drunk. She's not crazy.
She looks clear-minded and like fuck. What did I do? That's what she looks like.
She's like, you know, it'd be really exciting if I went and rubbed one out near the dumpster near the Popeyes.
I mean, I guess
She
sometimes
got so excited that she took all the clothes off.
maybe what happened was she was taking out the garbage at Popeyes, and she loves that Popeyes chicken, right? And she was taking the garbage out, it got all over her, but at the same time, like she was just like covered in it, and she just like was enraptured, like by the smell, everything just about it, and just tore off her clothes and then rubbed it out. It's like that scene in Perfume, the movie Perfume. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it's also a book. Basically, at the very end, the main character opens up this perfume that they've made, which drives everybody into an orgasm, like in the public square and everything. So she had the same type of thing happen, but it was the Popeyes.
And then how do you explain the 7-Eleven a couple months ago?
Well, they had a great wild cherry Slurpee at the time.
Yes, she did. A wild cherry Slurpee indeed.
I was going to go back to the movie The Entity.
There you go.
You remember that one, Jason?
What movie was that?
The Entity.
Oh my God. Yeah. Back in the day, dude. That was. Oh, shit.
Meanwhile, angered that a burger joint had no more lettuce for their sandwiches, a Florida man allegedly caused a disturbance late Wednesday that resulted in his arrest on a pair of criminal charges. Police say that Henry Caballero, who's 49, was beating on the windows of a Checkers restaurant in Largo, which is in the Tampa area. He was melting down because he was upset the store had no more lettuce for their sandwiches. According to a criminal complaint, he was yelling and screaming at Checkers employees and causing them to fear for their safety. When police arrived at the eatery around 11:30 p.m., he was in his car, refused to identify himself, prompted an officer to remove him from the vehicle. The defendant was uncooperative with me and denied the allegations. That's from the patrol report. He was charged with disorderly conduct in an establishment and resisting an officer without violence. Those are both misdemeanors. He was released from the county jail on his own recognizance, though. Now, according to recent news reports, a national lettuce shortage has impacted restaurants across the country. Last month, for example, Chick-fil-A alerted customers that due to the industry-wide challenges with lettuce supply, certain menu items, including salads, may be prepared differently or unavailable for the time being.
Yo, listen, here's some grilled chicken and some carrots.
Hey, man.
Enjoy.
Checkers is a popular spot in the South.
Oh, I've been to Rally's, which is like the sister one here. I remember the Rally's fries. Oh man, the fries are dope.
And Checkers stays open late.
Oh yeah, yeah, and they have the double drive-through.
Yeah, 11:30 is 11:30 is just getting. Going to Checkers is at 11:30 is like getting to the club at the beginning of the night.
Yeah, seriously, that's the place you want to be. Yeah, you want to find some weed or blow some smoke between 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. Get in the line at Rally's.
Yeah. Shit.
It's like In and Out before there was it's similar.
Sure. All right. Well, that's going to do it for Florida Corner.
I will say that I might have been that dude. Like, give me 7 more years, these girls being a little bit older, and you might hear me be that dude at some restaurant one day, because that is something that I can see myself getting really fucking pissed about. Like, why is there no fucking water? Like, listen, man, if it was at the end of a day where I had issues with my kid in like the morning and she was telling me she hated me or some shit like that, and then my wife's upset with me or pissed off at me or some shit like that, then I go to work and I have to deal with some shitty customer or something, and then some other shit, and then I'm on my way home, and you know what, I'm just gonna fucking stop and get a sandwich, because today's been the fucking shittiest day ever, and I'm in line and they're like, I'd like to get a Big Mac, please. Oh, sorry, but we don't have any of the middle bun or lettuce. I'd be like, are you fucking kidding me?
I love how Jason I love how Jason just segmented out the middle bun, like it just comes in its own package, like McDonald's special middle bun.
It is because it's white on both sides.
That's the way we like. It's like a Trump voter, white on both sides.
Oh man. Yep. Anyhow, that's what I would be pissed, dude, and I might throw a scene.
No one should ever get that upset about lettuce. I'm just saying.
Oh, man.
At least not. Look, if you told me there was no lettuce, I'd be like, all right, you just saved me some time.
Yeah.
All right. So it's time.
I'd be like driving through, I'd be peeling out, I'd be like, fuck you. I'm never coming here again. You know, and then like a week later, I'm like, do you guys have any lettuce?
All right, so we have some sex toy news for you, but not the music. I apologize for that. My iPad died, so you get no sex toy news music. So
You dick.
sorry. An Oklahoma man is facing an indecency charge after allegedly taking a sex toy for a test drive inside an adult novelty store.
Oh, man.
That's right, Jason. Gilbert Cordero was recently arrested in connection with a bizarre incident at an Oklahoma City business. Cordero, free on $500 bail, has pleaded not guilty to a misdemeanor charge of outraging public indecency. Wow. Cordero is next scheduled for a December 3rd hearing in district court. According to a probable cause affidavit, Cordero went into a sex toy shop and tried a piece of merchandise which was out on display. Not for use, buddy. It's just to look at it. Specifically, the business was in Carly's, and the item in question was the auto blow device, Jason. The auto blow device.
Hey, does it work?
Now,
apparently it did.
Cops charged that after Cordero walked up to a merchandise shelf, he licked his fingers on one hand.
You dick.
And then used those digits to get his penis wet. It was recorded on store surveillance. He then licks his fingers on the other hand and appears to get the entrance of the auto blow wet. As a 28-year-old female employee watched on a security monitor, Cordero placed his penis into the sex toy and began thrusting his hips into the auto blow. He eventually returned the device to the shelf and walked away after the worker hit an alarm that they have inside the store.
We got a live one.
It's the ejaculation alarm. Whoop, whoop. And the employee told police she recognized Cordero. Why? Well, he'd previously put in a job application.
Oh, good thing they didn't hire him. What the fuck?
The criminal information filed against him accuses him of committing an act injurious to public morals by making movements consistent with masturbation while utilizing a sex toy device on display for sale in a store open to the public. Woo! That's a statute in Oklahoma?
Wow.
Somebody wrote that into a statute in Oklahoma. How big? I mean, there can't be anything to do there. But literally, if you're wondering, the Auto Blow's creators described the electric self-gratification product as an affordable, tried and trusted basic blowjob machine.
Wow.
I dare either of you to refer to your partner as as a tried and trusted basic blowjob machine. To their face. To their face. Well, no. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking if you tell them that they're tried and trusted basic, then they're gonna go, "Did you just call me basic? Get it out. I'm gonna show you basic."
I don't think that's how it's gonna work, Nate.
Hey, man.
Listen, I get that you miss 100% of the goals you don't try for, but don't try for this one, bro. Not like that. You'll miss it. You will miss it. Just to be specific, the charge actually was for what was it? It was for let's see. Oh, I saw it. It was outrageously, like it was outraging. It was outraging public indecency. So they can define it however, but they're like, we have to be very specific. But it's like, what was outraging about this public indecency that happened? How was it outraging? Well, he was fucking the machine.
In a store open to the public. Just
him and the lady that was masturbating by the dumpster need to run into each other.
I mean, they could help each other out.
Or back into each other, one or the other. In case you're wondering, the Auto Blow models are available on the manufacturer's website, where FAP Lube, that's right, I said FAP Lube,
yep,
and other accessories can be purchased. The device is reportedly easy to clean.
Ew.
I mean, you'd want it to be.
Yes.
I mean, that display model is done. You're not selling that floor model.
You could also, use a condom.
The voice of experience, Jason Casey. The device is reportedly easy to clean and relies on silicone interchangeable sleeves.
So you get that real tight one. Or
yeah, whatever. One that's shaped like a butt.
This one's called the Grand Canyon.
Starfish. This was called a starfish.
This one's called the balloon knot.
Unfortunately, the smoking gun does not link to that website.
Would you like the Arby's special?
Oh no, that's a lot of roast beef.
It's a lot of flaps.
Oh wow, they even have a troubleshooting.
Sure. More than 250,000 sold. Auto Blow 2 is the best-selling blowjob machine for men on a budget.
Wow.
Are you a man who needs an artificial blowjob, but you're on a budget? Okay, I don't know what this is. I'm sorry. I'm going to indulge in this. Thank you for watching, India.
Unlimited blowjobs for life, for less.
It's true. You don't have to take it to dinner. I don't know if this is all animation or if there's any audio with this, but I want to see. This is from the Auto Blow website at autoblow.com. We're getting no money and no Auto Blow for this. We should at least get 3 Auto Blows, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
Not 1, 3 Auto Blow. We want 3 of them.
I'm not borrowing somebody else's.
3 for life.
I'll fuck it.
Do you love to make your penis feel good but are overwhelmed by all the choices? The hassle and expense of getting someone else to give them to you? Until now, there haven't been many good choices. Sure, there are lots of toys out there that you have to hold and move up and down over your penis over and over and over again. But finally, there's something different and better. The Auto Blow 2 is a small machine that simulates the feeling of a real blowjob.
By the way, the animation looks like this thing is grabbing your nuts and just yanking them down. It does not look. Granted, I know it's beads going over the sleeve on the internals. I'm just saying.
I wonder if they have like the John Waters lips like special. Like, is there like a little mustache above it?
We'll get to that. We'll get to that in a second. By the way, this is what we're ending the show on. I don't care what I have on the rundown after this. This is how we're ending the show, talking about it. So if you don't want to hear about the Auto Blow, you can just punch out now because that's the rest of the show. All right, have a great week.
You just lube up, slide your penis in, and simply sit back, adjust the stroking speed, and enjoy.
Enjoy.
It's doing all the work for you, deep throat style. It not only feels great, but feels more realistic than those old-style hand-operated toys.
Mine actually chokes.
expensive batteries. It plugs into any wall outlet and is rated to deliver you 500 hours of stroking action.
Don't plug it in, bro. Don't plug it in.
Yes! But hey, if you've already got enough blowjobs in your life, you can even use the AutoBlow 2 to help improve your stamina. The AutoBlow 2 comes with a mouth sleeve, but you can swap it out for a different sleeve of your choice anytime you want. The sleeves are reusable, easy to clean, and come in 3 different sizes, ensuring that you get the perfect fit. So, if you're ready for a life that includes unlimited blowjobs, take matters into your own hands. Buy the AutoBlow 2 today and enjoy a blowjob wherever and whenever you want one.
No, not whenever or wherever.
We found the problem.
Yeah. Yo,
he
bro.
saw the ad and they said whenever and wherever, and he walked into the store and there's one sitting there and he goes, well, let's try it out. They said whatever and whatever.
Truth in advertising, bro. Ooh. The commercial told me to do it. We need to contact this guy and send this to him. We could probably get him off.
Go fuck yourself! Go fuck yourself!
Oh my goodness!
Oh god!
So it's
oh man, seriously, let's try to get him off.
They also sell prostate massagers on the site, Jason. So there's also the AutoBlow AI, which is powered by artificial intelligence and offers 10 blowjob experiences. Okay, I want the AI. Send the 2 and XT to Kareem and Jason.
Oh my god!
Send it care of Darling New Media. We'll get them out to everybody.
Oh my god!
This is the best exposure AutoBlow has gotten anywhere.
Yeah,
in a while.
We're breaking new demographics in India right now.
Imagine the Indian market for AutoBlow. $1 billion
is going through the roof right now.
Like Superman ejaculating. It's going through the roof.
Just remember, always get the FAP lube with it. It's going to help.
Oh, shit. Today only, they're having a pre-holiday blowjob super sale. That'll get you arrested. That'll get you arrested on Watt Avenue, by the way. Prepare for the holidays by emptying your balls. I'm reading this from their website. November 9th only. So if you're hearing it later, I'm sorry, India, you cannot get this deal. Enjoy 20 to 50% savings site-wide. All right, let's see what that means. Oh boy, here's another video. I dare hold on. I mean, we're over in time, but
is dating not going as well as you'd like?
Oh.
Or maybe your partner doesn't like giving blowjobs as much as you enjoy receiving them. Sure, you can use your hand or an old-style hand-operated sex toy, but moving something up and down over and over again on your penis is boring. And you're the kind of guy who's open to trying something new.
I don't know that it's boring. Call me old school, but I'm not bored.
Man, listen, I'm just trying to get it done as quickly as possible before somebody knocks on that door. I'm like, 10 seconds. Go.
Jason would never get through the 10 experiences.
Yeah, I'd be like halfway through the first. I'd be like, man, I don't need to control my fucking stamina, bitch. I need to go away, bitch.
All right. So the AutoBlow AI, the regular retail price is $299.95. The sale price right now $219.95. I'm serious, AutoBlow. Send one to me. Oh, I will testify. I will do. You think I'm giving you good publicity now? Wait until you give me unlimited blowjobs.
Seriously. Wait, listen, forget me, man. Wait until my wife's on this. She'll be your best. Like, she'll be like, yo, listen, oh my God. You need to buy your husband this.
This is the ultimate stocking stuffer, isn't it?
Pete's the old one.
Hey now, you get for $29.95 extra, you can get a discreet storage case.
Is it like a Pringles can? Like, what is it?
Yeah, I'm not going to go into it. Right underneath that, it shows a set of 3 silicone penis rings.
Nice.
Or you can get a full package that includes
VR headset.
Yep, and auto blow sleeve renewal powder.
Oh, that makes it like kind of like feel like a mouth again. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. I don't know what you're saying. But okay.
It's kind of like talc powder. It's like talc.
Sure. All right. So the regular Auto Blow 2 plus XT retails normally for $179.95, on sale right now today only for $129.95. It's today's special value. QVC, hire me. Bring me some product. I'll demonstrate them right here. I got a wall. I can demonstrate product. I've been selling the Auto Blow here for the past 10 minutes.
Hey, and am I
off the shelves?
Am I demonstrating it right now?
Maybe. First, here's the best part.
Discreet. It's that discreet.
So first of all, when you buy this, you have to start by selecting a sleeve size. There's size A with a 3 to 4 inch girth. Size B, which it defaults to, with a 4 to 5.5 inch girth. Or if you're really feeling confident about yourself, you might need the size C, which is a 5 to 6.5 inch girth.
Okay.
6.5 inch girth. I mean,
no woman wants to have sex with that.
Well, then that's why you need this. I mean, if you've got that kind of girth, you're going to need this.
No, yeah. She's like, I'm not putting that in my mouth or in my vagina. Yeah. My nickname in college was Tuna Can.
And the show has hit a new low. Oh boy. Anyway, you know what? We're not going to talk that. We're just not. So, we started out the show pretty heavy. I think we had a nice balance at the end.
Yes.
We turned a sad story into something special.
Oh God.
Something special for the folks at autoblow.com. Just send me just send 3 AIs, because we don't want to have to go in and tell you our girth.
No.
I mean,
yeah, we'll figure it out.
It varies. The girth varies. Just say it.
Is
depends.
it
How excited am I?
Is it like a hot August night, or is it like a cold December morning? You know what I mean? Like, you never know.
In the cold November rain.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
we need to
right.
submit this for a Pulitzer for sure.
Yeah. We sure do. And on that note, we'll see you next week. Darling New Media, here to help you tell your story.